What's up, people? This is RGC and welcome to another video. This is going to be just a little channel update featuring some of the games I have played and completed recently, just to give you a little more diversity from the typical pickup video I do, which, as I stated in some of my last videos, that I really won't be doing anymore. But as far as games I have recently played, I'm currently working on my PlayStation 2 collection, trying to work through some of that backlog. So I'm actually trying to play the games I buy. And I think that's something that a lot of people lose sight of. They're just trying to acquire more games, but they're not actually playing what they have. And it's a game, it's meant to be played. So it can sit on the shelf and still look good. That's cool. But I want to actually experience my investment. So one game I recently played through, and that is Samurai Western. Pretty cool action adventure game. Hack and slash, published by Atlas. Some RPG elements there. For the most part, I would say it's a good game. You have a samurai who has left Japan in search for his brother. He's the main character. He's the protagonist. And you're trying to, of course, track down your brother as well as defeat a guy who's trying to take over the western part of the United States and eventually try to take over the whole United States. So I think it's a pretty interesting game. Of course, you're a samurai. You utilize swords, and in the West, the main weapon in the West is guns. So I'm sure you're thinking, how are you supposed to defend yourself from guns when you brought a sword to a gunfight? Well, the samurai is well equipped and he can handle it. I don't want to spoil the story for you, but it's a great game. I like the RPG elements of it. Pretty funny and not really that difficult, but it can be challenging. It's a good game, definitely worth the money I spent on it. Only about 15 bucks. For the most part, if you see an Atlas published title, you're in good hands. They don't really publish junk, if you ask me. So Samurai Western, pretty cool game, hack and slash, action RPG type elements. Yeah, definitely worth the investment. Played through it, thoroughly enjoyed it. Excuse me. Continuing on with this samurai theme, I played through another samurai-based game. Of course, this is Musashi Samurai Legend, or Samurai Legend Musashi, however you want to pronounce it. Published by Square Enix. It's the sequel to the Brave Fencer Musashi game, released on the original PlayStation 1. I like the game. It's apparently heavily influenced by the Zelda games, especially the N64 ones, Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask. See the influence there. But this is an action RPG. Zelda's not an RPG. This is an RPG, action RPG at least. It's a good game. You're the protagonist here on the main cover, Musashi. You have been summoned to a alternate dimension or world to restore power and peace to a foreign land. You're traveling around on some flying whale and you're trying to restore power to it so it can reach its full potential, and you're trying to acquire swords with elemental power. So it's more complex than that, but I'm not trying to ruin the whole story for you. If it's of interest to you, you should go check it out. Cool thing about this game, you can actually learn some of your enemies' attacks, and you have to use those to progress through the game. At least some of them are required. Some moves you learn are required to continue to advance through the game. It's not that difficult, and actually it's kind of too easy in some areas. Maybe it's the fact that I was too leveled up, but you could beat this game probably in about 10 to 15 hours. But I just was fooling around and stuff like that, and it took me about 21 hours to beat it. But I got most of all the collectibles and other things. It has some traditional RPG elements, like going around talking to people and doing stuff for them and getting stuff in return. but it's really an action RPG. It's a pretty cool game. I like it, and surprisingly enough, it's really a cheap game. It's only like a $10 to $15 game. So yeah, definitely worth picking up if you like Zelda, Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask. Yeah, cool game. Pick it up. And finally, to the game I'm playing right now, and that is God Hand. This game is known for being pretty hard, and I would say, yeah, it's pretty hard. But I'm enjoying it so far. Yeah, so I'm actually trying to work on games now, not just buy them. This guy, the protagonist that you play as, he was in some type of accident. I think he lost his arm or something like that. And you acquire the God Hand, and it's a beat 'em up, and you're going around beating people up to try to advance through the game. It's a little bit more complex than that, but it's really wacky, over the top. It's a mature rated game, but it's pretty funny. I like the game so far. Not a cheap game though. So if it's of interest to you, definitely might want to pick it up. Yeah, so that's pretty much gaming wise all I've been up to. I have picked up a few more items, but as stated before, I'm not really into the pick-up video thing anymore. But I will show you some of the things I did pick up, but this is not a pickup video, just so you know what I've been up to. Got another copy of StarCraft 64. Got Ocean Commander here. It's a little wee shmup. And you're a whale-shaped submarine. Just seemed interesting to me, so whatever, $3. Hey, not much of a loss there. Got an uncommon Wii title, and that's Marvel Saga Korra Renpa. The other Korra Renpa game is a little bit more sought after and more expensive, but Marvel Saga Korra Renpa. It's a game where you can actually utilize the balance board, and you're trying to balance or roll a ball through obstacle courses and whatnot. It's actually pretty fun, and it's kind of like the Monkey Ball series or whatever Sega published. But yeah, it's pretty cool. I need to get Marvel Saga or Marvel Mania Korra Renpa. That's the one I think is more expensive than this one. Or it's Korra Renpa Marvel Mania, one or the other. But yeah, this pretty cool pickup. $2, well spent. Uncommon game, especially for Wii. Not saying rare, just saying it's uncommon. You're not gonna see it frequently. Got a guide here, Super Paper Mario. It's on like $4 here. It's official guide, good condition. Happy to have it. I really don't see why you need a guide with such a entry level RPG, but why not? It just looked cool, and I can use it for photos for Instagram or something. It's not a big deal. And probably the main thing I'm really happy to have acquired this time, this video, is a Coliseum or Road to Freedom. As you can see, it's not, well, at least at retail, it's not a cheap game. I don't know where they got their price from. Second and Charles, they tend to look for items on eBay, and that's how they price stuff in the stores. Sometimes you can really catch them slipping. Other times things are about spot on, and other times the prices are over eBay. It kind of just depends. Either way, you're a gladiator and you've been sold into slavery, and you're trying to pay or buy your way out of it by defeating the other Coliseum or gladiators or people you fight in the Coliseum. So it's kind of like a little RPG. Pretty cool. It's actually a pretty uncommon game, and it's not a cheap game either. So at 15 bucks, I was happy with the purchase. It is complete, and I do look forward to actually playing through it. So Coliseum Road to Freedom, published by Koei. Happy to have it. Been looking for that one for a while, and that's why I'm really glad I know my PlayStation 2 stuff. Second and Charles, I have a ton of PlayStation 2 games lined up, but I know how to look through stuff, and I know what's of value and what's of interest, though. I know more than Nintendo, unlike some people. Anyway, I'd like to thank you for watching. Just giving you a little update on what I've been up to. Next video I upload will be my recent gaming at least in more detail, I will talk about the PlayStation 2 games I played over the last year and a half, which would be pretty cool. And none of the games suck. I've thoroughly enjoyed all the games I played, and you know I'm really quality based. So if I suggest a game, I think you'll like the game. I'm not going to suggest you purchase something that's not really that good. I have really high standards, and I think that's represented in my collection, as well as what I play and how I talk about what's of interest to me. So thank you for watching. Feel free to comment, rate, subscribe. Stay tuned for that upcoming video on the PlayStation 2 games. Good luck to my fellow collectors out there, and peace.